Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Manic Miner's LEGO Rock Raiders Remastered. It suddenly struck me as I was playing the game yesterday that at the end of the last episode that I did, I stated that I would have a look at the custom levels, try and get them working, and we would play some in a video. And then I completely forgot to do that. So, I apologise that it has been such a long time, and everyone seems to be so eager for the game to come back, so I apologise for... Who are you? You strangely coloured looking person. I do not remember that... No, oh goodness. We haven't even been going a minute yet and I've already dug myself into a hole. Never mind, let's get on with things, shall we? Anyway, I have downloaded some different levels that look interesting, and we're going to play one and see how it works. Okay, Greetings! Our recent scans showed a large energy crystal deposit near the core of the planet. Unfortunately, due to eruptions, a small group of our rock raiders have been trapped apart from our HQ. The rocks are too hard for their drills, and they do not have explosives with them. Luckily, there is a path looping around the caved-in position. Never mind. Guide our rock raiders along the path, but be careful. The caves are flooding with lava from fissures into the ground that open during the operations. You must move as quickly as possible not to move your rock raiders. Once you have reached the HQ, you have to quickly re-establish the power supply and collect 30 crystals. Hints, do not read if you want to read without help. I think I need some help. It may be a good idea to disable the rubble shoveling in the priorities menu. Once you reach the HQ, upgrade your tool store at the very first. Dynamite will be essential early on. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Yes, you said turn that off. I should do that, shouldn't I? I've got 2 minutes! Oh, you're yanking on my chains. You're also just normal people, aren't you? Which is going to be a pain in my bum. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, and this is going to be very different from any of the videos we've done previously, because... Oh, blast. Because what, Phil? Because you can't think, because you got out of bed too early. Because in previous videos I've been going along and I've been thinking about what I'm going to do, but I've been using strategies and plans and tactics that I've developed over many years of playing the game, playing the original. This is going to be completely different because I've got absolutely no idea what I should do. I don't know if I should go left, I don't know if I should go right. I don't know where the crystals are, I don't know where anything is, and I don't know what spooks lie in wait for me, which is going to make things quite difficult. Okay, I was panicking about that 2-minute air limit that we started with, but obviously as you uncover new caverns you gain access to more air, which does increase your time limit a little bit, so that should make things a little bit, oh gosh, I have a bad feeling about this. So this would seem to be inspired by a sort of a combination of Don't Panic and whatever the other one's called that I can't remember the name of. The lava moves demonically quickly in this game. I would emphasize how much that it didn't used to move this quickly in the original game, which is it has caused a slight problem in one mission that I'm not going to discuss because we haven't actually I haven't actually shown you that mission in the series yet. I do plan to when all the monsters are enabled, whenever that ends up being. These guys aren't even geologists, are they? Oh, blast. Yes, I know. Quickly, we need to find home. I can't even find it on the radar, for goodness sake. Not that it will help because they're not geologists. Oh gosh. We're just going to have to knock everything down, aren't we? What was I talking about? Oh. Blast. I may have royally screwed up everything. Because this can't go over... Oh no, it's alright, it's not going any further. Alright, why are there 3 tunnel scouts? Are you trying to tell me that I need that speed? I have a need for speed. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to get past it. So the tool store must be this way, right? Because I can't get through any of this. All of this is hard rock. I don't have the capacity to blast through here. This is all hard rock. I'm a little confused. Unless they've changed this and this now can go over lava. Is that the situation that we're dealing with? Is that the reality of the situation? Oh, just go over there. What? Oh, because you can't reach it yet, can you? Because I'm a twit. Right, if I put you in these things, presumably that must be the situation then, right? They've changed this so that it can go over lava. It didn't used to be able to. What did it say? Landbound, the ability to jump. Ah, this has also been given the jumping ability, which I never actually looked into because I'm a twit. Okay then, if I try to not smash into anything... Cool! Cool. Okay, so that answers that question then. That's good. I was getting a little panicky then. But, no, this should be fine. I have learned more hotkeys in the hours that I've been playing this game since. I've also learned to put the volume way too high. Sorry about that. But, okay. Okay, we have averted disaster, and we can now... We can actually use these, no, not get driver, get out of vehicle. There we go. We can... No! Out, you great doofus. Okay, that is going to make this... Yay! This is going to be a little bit of a pain. But okay, if we now beam these up, that should give us some crystals that we need. I'm going to need to clear that and get some rubble put in, but I can't really... I can't do that because I turned that off. Right, okay. But they'll get the crystals and they'll put the crystals in here, which will get the support station running. Sorry, I'm just slightly confused. Where is this guy's front piece gone? Because all these buildings have like a flat square piece of power path in front of them. He should have one here, but he doesn't. That's very mysterious. Okay, it also strikes me there's no ore at the moment, which means we're going to have to clear some proper rubble. Not fallen rubble, proper rubble. Okay. So we can relax now. We can relax. We've gotten through the spooky bit. We've gotten through the tricky bit. And I can sort of... no, I won't bring anyone extra down because I don't want to reduce my air supply even further. I'll just wait for this to power the support station first. And then we'll bring some people down. And unfortunately, we do have a slight complication because... in the campaign, you bring down your sort of custom miners that all have their trainings and their upgrades and stuff. In the custom levels, that's sort of reset, so you're only able to bring down a smaller number of them than you previously could. So here's me. I don't know if I think I did this post the end of the series. I changed his hat a little bit just to make it slightly more aesthetically pleasing. I should probably get them mended as well, thinking about it. Okay, so I can make my way back through here by busting through there, which would get me access to those 3 crystals. That would be good. Can you not go and do that, because it's, like, horrifically dangerous? Okay, right, let's bring down some other people. Yes, hello. I was really hoping you'd come down soon. You might sort of recognise this little fellow. You might be wondering where under the sun his hat has gone, and why under the sun he has the wrong face. That's simply because the customization menu doesn't currently include the Brickster's correct hat and the Brickster's correct face. As such, I have given him a proxy of his face, which is vaguely similar. And I have not given him a hat because there's nothing similar. But the Brickster is one of my favourite characters from the classic era of LEGO video games. So naturally, I had to make a Rock Raider that looked a bit like the Brickster. Anyway, if you didn't play LEGO Island, you've probably got no clue what I'm babbling on about, and for that I can only apologise. I'm still confused why you don't have a front piece. Is that something in the map editor? Because I piddled around with the map editor for 5 minutes and I'm pretty sure it didn't look like that. Anyway, speaking of piddling around, I'm not doing anything, am I? I should get on with my life. Okay, the first thing we need to do, though, is actually get you guys, because you're constantly switching between shovels and... hammers, which is going to be really, really annoying. So, yeah, let's upgrade that a little bit. Right, let's actually get on with some work, shall we? Rather than, you know, piddling around all day. Let's knock some stuff down. I need to bust through here as well, so that we can get access to those 3 crystals. And we need to upgrade that. That will allow me to bust this down. Which we can't... Why? Requirement, tool store level 3. Really? It used to be... Really? It's level 3? Okay. Am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. Did this not start at level 2 then? No, it started at level 1, even though you wouldn't be able to produce a power station, a support station, upgrade station with Okay, maybe that's a limitation of the map editor. Maybe in the map editor you can't say have a tool store come down, but have it come down at level 2. Maybe that's a failure of the editor, and if that is the case, that is nothing to worry about. I am slightly worried about the amount of... Have we got enough ore? Yes, we've got enough ore. Okay, good. I was going to get all worried then, but as transpires, there's nothing to worry about. Okay, we can relax. We can also bring down some more peeps, I think, which is going to take some doing. Okay, good. So I've got a couple of capable people. I've got a couple of fully trained folks. Okay, let's bust through here with some dynamite, because then that'll give us access to this area, which has got lots of ore and lots of rubble in it, and lots of crystals in it, even if I could learn to speak, which would be a small miracle. At the same time, you may as well bust through here, because the AI is clever enough in order to deal with multiple pieces of dynamite moving at the same time, which is downright spiffing. I know, exactly. It's also struck me that through busting through this stuff, I'm inevitably going to encounter some more lava at times, aren't I? Which is going to complicate things enormously. But never mind. Should we get some sort of vehicles down? What under the sun just happened? I'm sorry, I think I fell through the floor for a moment then. Everything is fine now. Yeah, should I get some sort of vehicles? I'd like to build up like a big girthy operation. Get like a super teleport pad. Bring down a granite grinder maybe. And really knock everything down on a really industrial scale. Because that additional speed would give me the advantage that when I do start knocking stuff down... what, Phil? When I do start knocking stuff down, we can run in there and grab all the resources quickly before the lava envelops everything. I am slightly curious though, because we don't actually have a massive map here. We have a relatively limited sized map, and then we're talking about a big deposit of crystals in the core of the planet, which makes me think it's either in here, that looks too small to me, or possibly over here in this corner, which means busting through there is going to be a royal pain in my bum, because we're going to need something like a tunnel transport and a drilling machine. My brain, as you may have noticed, does not work very well. Okay, right, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume it's over here. But to do that, we're going to need to clear some of this rubble first, so that people can actually move away from this area when they're running away from the dynamite that's about to blow their bum off. So, now that most of the crises have been averted, and now that we're into the more management part of the game, we can relax for a moment. You can stop picking things up, you mischievous little man. Probably should have actually looked on the radar, shouldn't I? Because the radar would have told me exactly what I wanted to know. Oh, there's definitely one seam there, if nothing else. Ooh. Yeah. Shock horror, the radar is actually useful when you use it. Phil. You muppet, honestly. Sorry. I haven't quite figured out the science behind my stupidity yet, alright? I'm doing my best to try and work out precisely what's going on with my head and why there's nothing in it, but I haven't quite twigged yet. Right, do I want vehicles? I think I do. I think I want a vehicle. But I can't get a vehicle because I haven't got a teleport pad. It is a pain in el bum. Never mind. I'm also going to have to build some power path there to actually accommodate for that and getting power on, unless I pick it up and move it, which I can't be bothered to do. Please, 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 just tell me there's no lava in here. I'm going to look like such a moron if I do this. See, this is what makes it fun, right? This is why I suddenly realised that playing custom levels would be so much fun. Because, yay, there's no lava in here. Because I realised that I have no idea what I'm doing, right? And I know that I don't have any idea what I'm doing in any video, but when I'm playing these levels, I'm scared of everything, because I don't know what's behind any walls. Which is why, you know, I haven't used the radar before, because I haven't needed to, because I know what's behind every wall. Literally, every single wall, I know what is behind all of them. And now, all of a sudden, I don't, and I feel, like, scared, and vulnerable, and worried. Okay, interesting, so that dropped 4, but also there were 2 inside it. Interesting. I have noticed that a couple of times. Here, for example, when we busted through that wall, 2 crystals came down, which is something that in the original game, in the sort of the campaign, I suppose is a better way to describe it, in the campaign is something that doesn't happen. A wall can either drop 1 crystal, or it can drop 3 crystals, assuming it's a standard wall, or it can drop 5 crystals, I suppose, to encompass the maximum number of wall variants. But yeah, in the custom maps, it seems like sometimes they put 2 down, which is interesting. It doesn't matter, but it's, you know, it's interesting, I suppose, because it's something that is a bit different. Right, okay, never mind any of me yakking on about meaningless tripe. Let me get us a truck so that we can actually start doing this a bit faster, because we have got 60 crystals to get, right? And that's quite a lot. I don't know how good at maths you are, but 60 is not a microscopic number. So let me bring us down a couple of trucks so that we can start making this system a little bit more industrial. Did that guy not go and get an upgrade? I thought I told you to get upgraded. Did I not tell you to do that? I probably didn't tell you to do that. It also strikes me that we don't have nearly enough ore for this because everyone's busy with the crystals. Oh gosh, I'm being stupid. Let me prioritize this. Pick up some ore. Pick up some ore. Right. Okay, give me a minute to collect up a few resources and then we shall bust down some more walls in search of stuff. I think this should be our next point of examination because that has solid rock completely behind it, doesn't it? Yeah, so busting through there would be a waste of time. But it looks like here, if I move this out of the way, yeah, we could get through here quite easily. And there's a couple more seams there, which would give us potentially another 6 crystals each, assuming that the system remains the same as it has so far. Sorry, just having memories. I'm having old man memories. I'm having old man memories of old games that I can't play anymore because I don't have the hardware for it. Which is kind of a weird, counterintuitive point. Most people are usually complaining that they don't have hardware that's advanced enough to play their favourite games. Like, oh, I'd really love to play the new Halo or Call of Duty or whatever, but oh, I can't afford the latest graphics cards that will actually run the thing. I'm so sad, and I'm sat here thinking I don't have the hardware from like 25 years ago that would run the games I want to play, which is an interesting little counterintuitivity. Like my ability to speak, for example. So I think they're just behind, yeah, they're behind these two pieces of hard rock, which means we are going to have to bust our way through them with dynamite, but that's not the end of the universe. It's the end of the rock, because it's going to have a big stick of red stuff stuck in its face. It's going to make it go and become an awful lot smaller than it used to be. But other than that, it's not the end of the world. Yay, we found some already. Hoo-rizzly-rah. Okay, so we're getting access to these now, which, yeah, I think the best one to blow up would be this piece, because then we can just go in directly there and that'll take the hard rock with it, which I think will be more efficient and also safer. Which it is lovely that the AI is now advanced enough that it runs away from the dynamite properly, meaning that it's extremely difficult to hurt yourself with dynamite, but I don't know. That was an interesting little mechanic, I suppose, of the original. I don't know whether it was ever intended that the dynamite would be dangerous, or it was just the limitations of the AI at the time that made the dynamite dangerous. But I kind of thought that was nice, because the dynamite requires very little investment to utilise, because all you need is someone that's trained to use it, at least in the original. Now you need someone who's trained to use it and a tool store that's fully upgraded. But to get like a vehicle, like a chrome crusher or a granite grind, you need a lot of investment. You need lots of crystals to get the thing, you needed the super teleport pad, you needed a lot more resources, a lot more space in order to actually manage all of that kind of stuff. But Dynamite, you didn't need that. But that was kind of the trade-off that you had, because the vehicles were very safe, and the vehicles were pretty fast, and the Dynamite was slow and dangerous. I don't know, there was an interesting trade-off there, but now it just seems like the only trade-off is the amount of time and investment, not the danger. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Maybe I'm just being a bit dumb. Wouldn't surprise me. And it shouldn't surprise you if you've been here longer than about 3 seconds. But anyway. Is there anything behind here? I feel like there might be. Yes, there is. There's also more back here, so we should probably get busting down some of this as well. Multitask, as it were. I don't know as I trust you with explosives, mate. Knowing your past record, I'm not convinced that I trust you and your small face, your small, adorable face. I'm not convinced I trust you. Also, completely random point, I don't know whether any of you will sort of relate to this or feel like this will apply to you. When I was making him, I couldn't quite remember exactly how he looked like, so I looked up a picture of him on the internet to remind myself what he looked like. He's very grim looking. I never remember him looking that scary before. He's got like this really dark bushy stubble and these really like serpentine green eyes and this little mask on. He's a spooky looking man. I never remember him looking that scary back in the old days. Mind you, back in the old days he was probably so low res that it was almost impossible to see what he looked like. I also learned that his voice actor has very sadly passed away, which made me extremely sad. So, yeah. Now I've really killed the entire tone of the video by possibly telling you an extremely sad piece of news that you really didn't want to hear. So, I'm sorry about that. I've quite possibly ruined your afternoon. Okay, we're making some good progress. We've got, what, 5, 6... We've got 6 on the way, and we've got 37, so that's 43 we've got. That would be increased to 49 if we beamed up the trucks. Right, sorry, this is the moment where it becomes quite scary of the fact that I kind of teach maths and I can't even do mental frickin' arithmetic. But never mind. Right, there was nothing behind any of these rocks, were they? This was all just duds. Yeah. There is possibly something in here. I'm going to have to send someone over there, aren't I? Let's have you, you mischievous man. Let us have you go over here. Because I need to get a radar scan over here. Because this is the very middle of the map. It's the part of the map that makes me hiccup. You're not a geologist. You're not a geologist. Why did I have to pick the only member of my crew that's not a geologist? Are you a geologist? Yes, you are, because you've got that little, like, binocular things, those little space binoculars. Right, kitty. I'm not very bright, am I? I need to get a geological scan going here, because this is the very middle of the map, as it were. Well, sort of roughly the closest to the middle of the map, and... well, that's no use to me. That doesn't tell me anything. Oh, goodness sake. I have to blow that up as well. I know at this point I do have enough resources to do a super teleport pad and a granite grinder and stuff, but to be honest with you, I can't really be bothered. I mean, excuse me. I use the granite grinder and the chrome crusher for this sort of stuff so much that it is nice to sort of get back to my roots of using dynamite again. What am I talking about? I haven't honestly a baldies, but what does it matter? Have we picked up everything? Kind of, because they're carrying stuff instead of clearing the rubble, which is probably my own mistake. Sorry about that. Right, let's get some other stuff blown up, why don't we? We might as well blow that up and cut a path through here. That would be useful. Bust down them as well. Anything behind there? I don't know, we haven't been up that close yet. Idiot. It is weird, right? But it's fun, it's nice. It's a really... it's like... I don't know, it's not like playing the game again for the first time. Because I can't even remember what that was like, because that was honestly so long ago, I was probably barely out of my crib at that point. But it is fascinating playing the game again in this completely different style of not being a genius. I mean, I'm never a genius, but not being experienced and just having to sort of muddle my way through as a completely innocent and mindless baboo. Is everything okay in the recording? Oh, there is. Oh, sorry, I was panicking because OBS seemed to be crashing. But no, as it transpires, everything's fine. Not you. You need to do work. Yes, you need to do work. Okay, right. Let's just pray. Let's not pray. Let's eat sandwiches. Idiot. That's a very British response to this problem, isn't it? Okay, right, hang on a minute. Before you run off a million miles away. Good, good. We're into the looser rock now, which we can just bust through with our face. Nothing on the far side of that, there's no bother. Shan't bother with that. I reckon there's going to be something in here. I have a sneaking suspicion. We only need 10 more, so we only need like... Oh, this will be enough, actually. This will be enough for us to finish. But, I would be curious to see what's in here as well. Ugh. I don't like the look of this. This just looks like a torture chamber where someone stands in the middle and has a million rocks fall on their head. I don't like the look of that. Not even a little bit. Okay, but this should be enough. It's a shame I don't get to see what's over here. I would very much like to, but I would like to do more than one mission in a single video. So, judging off not knowing how long this video is actually going to end up being, I think we'll try and do 2 to a medium level of extent, because rather than show like every single millimetre of the mission in a single video, because then that doesn't sort of leave you any point to play the game yourself if you would like to. But then again, you're also under absolutely no obligation to watch that far into the video. Maybe that debate has just had a massive hole point poked in this. Maybe I can't speak. That's definitely the situation. Oh, gosh. That takes us up to 56, and this doesn't take us up to 60. That takes us up to 58, which means we're going to need to beam up one of these. Okay, right. Where's the... There is a third one there, right? Yes, there is. Good. I was going to panic then. Yay! We did it! We're just about finished, I reckon, with our freaking mission. I liked that. That was fun. That was quite intuitively designed. I rather enjoyed that. Obviously quite inspired by campaign missions, but what honestly did you expect? And there's a hard version of that mission. Should we do the second one as well? I seem to remember reading this one wasn't finished. But then how could it not be finished? I don't know. Let's do it anyway. After the success of our last mission close to the planet's core, we have decided to send yet another expedition down there, because we're crazy and we haven't learned our lesson. We located a hot spring, which literally radiates on our radars. It is very likely that due to certain minerals in the water, a large amount of crystals grow in this area. Oh, crystals grow? Although I suppose, yeah, crystals do grow if I remember my science correctly, by which I mean my none. Because of that, we've been unable to teleport our rock wedge directly into the cave and have to take one nearby, but be careful, the caves frequently flood with lava, which means we must act quickly. We almost picked up signs of life forms down here. Make sure to have a laser cutter ready to defend our base. What under the sun is a laser cutter? Seriously, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as a laser cutter. Locate the hot spring cavern and collect 100 energy crystals. Oh gosh, this is a Lake of Fire type mission, isn't it? Yes. Oh, it doesn't move that fast. Lake of Fire missions. Maybe we'll do the Icy Vault mission. Maybe we'll come back and do this one on a different day when I'm in a better... Yeah, definitely. Yes, maybe we'll do this one. Today's mission should be fairly simple. Geological scanners have detected a massive number of energy crystals in a set of caverns, and the cavern system is expensive with undiscovered sections. I think you mean expansive. We've also had some minor volcanic activities. Nothing that should affect main camp. Speaking of camps, they are heavily advised to expand outwards, either with power path or isolated independent outposts to improve efficiency of your team. They will need it. Sadly, this cavern is fairly unstable and prone to rockfalls. We also believe ice monsters present may be available. Collect 245 crystals! Goodness, this may have to be a video all on its own, because this could take all night. This is nice. I like the ones that start in a very confined position. I don't like the ones that start with this much not flatness. I'm usually a man that can appreciate a nice curve, but at this moment in time, I'm not entirely convinced I do. Okay, but at least I get my whole crew of people, because it hasn't automatically beamed some folks down. Okay, let's have a quick look on the radar. See... Okay, we're not going to immediately bust into any new caves or anything. So we can bust through a bit, just reveal a bit of ore and hopefully a few crystals so that we can get working on some stuff. Okie dokie. It's nice to be back in the ice environment as well, because I don't know why, but I find the ice environment very pleasing. All these sort of blues and pinks and things. It's all very pleasing, it's very relaxing. It's not very relaxing to have people standing next to walls that are about to fall over on top of their bonces. That's a little less relaxing. At last, may I be so bold as to say, I was getting a little worried because we'd mined out a fair amount and we hadn't found a single crystal yet, and I was starting to get a little panicky. Okay, right, never mind any of that. We need to start actually constructing our base. I'm going to try and build up here because this area seems a good bit flatter than this fallen souffle. Jet. I am worried, my good friend. Let's keep you on rubble clearing duty for the time being, because that's going to be a wee bit safer. I still panic about the lack of crystals. Maybe the crystals are hidden in the hard rock. Maybe that's the idea. We might have to bust through a bit of that. As much as I'd rather wait until we've got a proper vehicle. To do that, we may not have that luxury. How did they make them so adorable? How did they do that? Like, how is it physically possible that anything on Earth be this adorable? Crystals? No, of course not. Why would there be crystals? Crystals? You only need 245 of the things. Why would there be any? Yay! I think. Yay! Good. I was questioning my yay-itude. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get all of this done. And let's not have Jet do any of it, because Jet won't survive anything falling on her. But that'll at least get that built, which will get us a step in the right direction. Let's get this all mended up. Get that upgraded, and we can get that put down. We haven't got any of the crystals to build it, all the crystals to power anything. But surely things will be fine. I know what I'm doing, right? We do have a massive oxygen supply, though, which is advantageous. But it also implies that they are expecting it to take you a while to get any oxygen in here. Counting more on even ground. Not that massively matters, but at the same time... At the same time, it's the principle of the thing, for goodness sake. It's not that sloped ground is a problem per se, it's merely the fact that this book crease of a land that we have here offends me. Oh, goodness. I'd like to think that after all of the mischief that the Brickster caused on... Oh yeah, no, you're not going anywhere near that wall. I'd like to think that after all of the mischief that the Brickster caused in the Lego Island games, he was exiled to space. He was too mischievous to live on Earth anymore, and they exiled him to space, and he's had to get a job on a mining ship. I would like to think that that's the situation that's going on right here. Oh, gosh. And I have no idea where to go, is the thing. There's so many different walls we could blow up, and I haven't got a clue which one to blow. There's so many things I can blow, and I can't figure out which one I should do. The infinite choice in life. There's got to be some crystals somewhere, surely. If you'd stop running back towards the dynamite, you wouldn't need to keep running away from it. Just a passing observation. Yeah, oh, gosh. I can't even build a... whatever it's called. A canteen. My brain isn't working this evening. I can't even build a canteen because you don't have the crystals for that either. Oh gosh. I think if we do find another crystal, I probably will put the canteen down first. Because honestly, the amount of damage they're taking from all of this is crazy. I mean, it's not like I can't beam them up and beam other people back down again, but then we're going to run out of people that are specialised and trained and upgraded and all that jazz. Any signs of anything? No. I don't know what that is. Is that Is that lava or is that an ore seam? I can't remember. Because previously you could hover your mouse over the item in the radar and you should pay attention to the stuff on the screen, Phil. If previously you could hover your mouse over the radar, no, he's dead. I mean, he's not dead. He just can't be used for the rest of this mission. He'll come down in the next one. Come down in the next shower. Oh, gosh. Right. I suggest we make this planet suffer. Suffer heavily for killing our friend. I suggest we blow it to smithereens. In fact, yes, we're going to go on an explosive rampage. Literally blow up absolutely everything we can find. Right, what else should we blow up? Let's blow up this. Let's also blow up that. Good. Petty revenge will make me feel better. Can you just not stand underneath that thing? We've had enough people dying this afternoon. Thank you. I got all excited from the flash of green. Flash of green, and I became excited. And turned out it was a complete waste of my time. Should we bust through there, maybe? Because that would give us access to a new cavern. But then I have absolutely no evidence there's going to be any crystals there either. Oh, come on! Give me something. Give me a bone. I'm not even asking for a 3-course meal. I just want a bone with somebody's saliva on it. That would at least give me some sustenance. Yes. Good. Bad. 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 Everything's going to fall down and kill us. Everything, and I mean everything, is going to fall down and kill us. Yeah. Somehow you haven't been hit already. That makes me suspicious. Are you in league with the planet? I don't know why the planet is shaking all of a sudden. Probably why there's so many landslides going on. One thing that does... Oh gosh. One thing that does slightly... not annoy me, but it would be nice if it were a feature, is that if you have a person that has a hammer, you can click on a piece of hard rock and tell them to reinforce it. You can also tell them to turn their phone off before they turn the recording on. If it's a piece of loose rock or dirt, however, that you want to have reinforced, you can't do that, because clicking on them and telling them to go up to the wall will tell them to drill it, not tell them to reinforce it, which means you just have to wait for them to reinforce it. Which, don't get me wrong, the ability to tell them to reinforce hard rock is a step up from the original, and it's a very appreciated step up, but at the same time, I'm still going to complain, because this is me we're talking about. Anything here? What's on the other side of this? Oh, that links up with here. Oh, okay, so those two things would sort of come together, as it were. How sweet, how romantic. These two paths will come together in sweet harmony. And if somebody does not shower them with crystals instead of rice at the path's weddings, I shall get thoroughly cheesed off. This is absolutely patently absurd. Not the mission, right? The mission's actually quite nicely designed. It's quite sort of fluidly and intelligently put together in a way that very much does remind me of the actual campaign mission. So I'm not saying it's a shoddy mission. I'm just saying it's shoddy luck that I've still found only 3 crystals. Jet, why do you have to be so selfless all the time? Why do you have to protect your fellow man? By constantly going and doing the dangerous jobs. Why can't you just be selfish? And why didn't I bring down somebody to replace the guy that got killed? Because I'm a twit, that's why. I'd best give you a hammer as well.
Doc's ready to take your orders.
Here is my order. Smash this planet to pieces. I would also like to talk to the person that scanned this area and said it was full of crystals. I'd like to talk to that person. I would like to have a long, hard talk with them. Finally! Goodness sake! I feel like I've been here since the dawn of time! Right, no, we don't need to do that one because that one will become a corner. Right, yes, indeed, look what you found. You found the thing that's going to give us oxygen, and more importantly, who cares about oxygen? Sandwiches! Sandwiches are wonderful because they mean people come back to life. I honestly don't know why modern medicine hasn't figured that out yet. If you come in with a broken leg, you've been hit by a massive rock, and you've got like a broken leg, some broken spine, and your face is half pulled off, just shove sandwiches down their face. They'll be fine. Somebody got a little caught up in the crux of the issue. Yes, finally. No, not quite finally yet, because it's not powered. There we go. Now the finally has happened. Hoo-rizzity wrong. We can bring down some other peeps. Good. So many pieces of ore. It's like a whole brigade of deer have been through here after a curry night. See, now this is good, right? So we've got like a step further in my plan to sort of try and actually immediately develop a plan now that I've said the word plan, because I suddenly realised I hadn't developed a plan. My plan is to get this system really industrialised, and by that I mean have every single person in a vehicle. So have, you know, maybe a loaded dozer or two, granite grinder, and just loads of trucks everywhere in order to ferry all the materials around. Yes. How many? 3? I can deal with 3. Yes, 3 would be good. 3 would let us get our first vehicle. Because when the system's really industrialised, the amount of distance doesn't really matter, and this is quite a large cavern. As you can see, it is quite a girthy place. There is quite a lot going on here, and this could take quite a long time to do, he suddenly realises. Not actually having taken the time to look at how big the cavern is. This may end up being a video, a video in and of itself then. But, right, let me... Oh, no, I can't do that, can I? I suppose I can. This would be risky, because I was thinking I wanted to bring down a truck, but I can't, because we've only got 2 crystals spare, not 3. And I was thinking we could turn the building off, but we'd have to turn the support station off. So we have to turn the support station off, bring this down, turn that on, and then turn that on.
The dark's red time to locate crystals.
Wonderful. That was stupidly dangerous and utterly unnecessary, but I did it anyway. Okay, so we've got 1 person in a truck at least. That should make things slightly more efficient. Okay, which way should we go next? I feel like we should bust down these 2 pieces, because there can't be anything behind there. Because that's just right up against the wall. Some more ore seams over there. That's just a great big amount of hard rock, isn't it? Where is that? Is that... Yeah, that's through there, isn't it? That's all just hard rock. That's going to take forever to get through without a drilling machine. So I suggest we stick and go in these directions over... Yeah, over here. Because most of this is drillable. If only I'd gone a few millimeters further, we would have found those crystals so much sooner. So it's not just about not knowing what I'm doing, it's also about kicking myself 5 minutes later. Brilliant. I've also just realised how much these little pieces of ore look like Maltesers. If you're not familiar with Maltesers, if they do not exist wherever you exist, then they're basically small round chocolates with like a bit of biscuit in the middle. They're like a small ball of biscuit with a ball of chocolate around it, basically. And they're quite nice, and they look very, very similar to this without the little warts on either side, which... I know you're thirsty. I've noticed they do this sometimes. If they're really tired, they'll get their dynamite, they'll go all the way up to the wall, and then they'll go back for sandwiches instead of dropping it and then going for sandwiches. But never mind. Good. You people have me worried, you know. You people worry me all the time. I get so worried about you. You're like my children. I don't want you to die. I want you all to do well in life. I was all like millimeters away from loads of crystals, wasn't I? I just stopped ever so slightly too soon. Down this cavern, over here. Well, not over here, we haven't found anything over here, and over here. In all 3 of these spots, there were lots of crystals, and I was just that far away from finding them. Oh well, such is the burden of being stupid. Okay, this has been built now, I'm going to turn that off. So how many have we got? We've got 3, 4, 5. We need to find 1 more, and then we can get ourselves a granite grinder. Here's a completely random thought that possibly isn't going to interest anybody. You know how all the missions are one biome, for want of a better word? They're either rock, ice, or lava? Wouldn't it be cool if you had a really big map, right? You've got a really big map, like this one, a really big girthy map. And you start off with like this much of the map is the ice environment. And then you have like a band of rock here. And then at the far edge there's lava, right? So like as you get closer, the temperature gets hotter as you move closer towards like the volcanic core of the planet. I don't know if that would be physically possible, because assuming that they're 2 meters tall, somebody could do a measurement in order to find out how far the furthest distance of that is. I don't know if any planet could possibly actually accommodate that much of sort of biodiversity in such a small region. I don't know, I'm not a geologist, I'm not a spaceologist, I'm just an idiot that completely forgot that I was supposed to be getting a vehicle down and spent ages not doing that. Sorry about that. What are you talking about, my friend? Anyway, but yeah, having like a mission where you go through multiple biomes, you go through the icy area, and then you go through the rock area, and then you push into the lava area, that would be kind of cool. Right? I'm not crazy, I'm not weird, that would be cool, right? Wouldn't it? Hope so. You'd need like transitional biomes though, wouldn't you? Because you couldn't just have, you know, 1 minute it's ice, the next minute it's rock. That wouldn't look good. You need like some sort of transitional pieces, which would probably be quite complicated and quite faffy. But never mind. Never mind about the faffitude. It's struck me we can get another truck, or at least we could if I actually remembered to turn the building on. Get it. No, not you, because we might end up getting an air vehicle later, and I'd rather give you the vehicles that you like. Speaking from experience, it's good giving them the vehicles that they like, because Bandit loves complaining that he's not in a boat. Like, constantly. That's all he does. It doesn't matter what vehicle you put him in. If it's not a boat, he will complain. A lot. Which is adorable, but at the same time, rather tiresome. And it just sort of makes me feel bad. Because I don't want them to not do the things they want to do. I want them to be happy, but I can't always make them happy because I'm stupid. Oh, is that our first seam? Yes, it would seem so. Oh my giddy aunt, I apologise. Finally, at last we found the seam. Excellent. But, true to form, I didn't see it was there. And I completely ignored it for ages.
Can I race with this?
Okay, good. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of crystals. But thinking about the fact that we need 245 of the things, I should sincerely hope there's a lot of crystals there. Oh gosh, now I can't even see where he's gone. Where are you? Come here. Right. So, if you're wondering why I'm unloading their bays before I'm putting them in, I've noticed that sometimes, very occasionally, when they're getting an upgrade, if there's something in their bay, it can sometimes sort of get stuck there. And they drive away with an empty bay, but then there's just like a piece of ore just floating here in front of the upgrade station. I haven't quite pinned down exactly when it happens, whether it's if it's a specific number of pieces, or whether it's pieces of ore, pieces of crystal. I haven't quite worked out the exact details of it. I just know that it's monstrously annoying, because there's constantly this little brown dot in your base that you can't get rid of. But anyway. I don't think this is an efficient decision, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to bring down a tunnel transport. I'm going to panic. And I'm going to get Jet in it. Purely because the tunnel transport is pretty awesome. But, I don't know. We haven't seen any signs of water yet. I've seen absolutely no evidence of water whatsoever that would actually make the tunnel transport worthwhile, given the fact that the tunnel transport costs more than 3 times what a truck costs, and it only has 2/3 of a single truck's carrying capacity. So, admittedly, it's a very inefficient decision, but it's just nice, it's cool, and so far I haven't made many good decisions, so I thought I'd carry on making bad decisions. For no particularly good reason. Right, let me actually, let's do this a little mano-a-mano, and worry that I can't move the radar while I'm doing this. Oh, gosh. Yeah, big progress made. Definitely. Let's bust our way through summer here as well. What I'm hoping to find is, like in Frozen Frenzy, how in Frozen Frenzy there's that little island at the far end of the map with just a load of crystals on it. What I'm hoping is that this mission has something similar. Somewhere there is just a buttload of crystals waiting for you. It's not that you just have to mine out every single piece of rock, and each piece of rock has 2 crystals in it, and if you eventually mine out 100 different pieces of rock, you find all the crystals. I'm hoping that isn't the situation. I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of big dramatic reveal of something in a bit. Simply for the cinematic quality of it, but I'm going to hope for that anyway. Is there anything worthwhile back here, if I could even figure out where I am? Is there anything here? Possibly. There might possibly be something there worth taking a look at. I suppose we could knock this down just for the sake of getting you unstuck. Oh yeah, a couple of things that I probably should mention actually. A couple of things that I've noticed whilst I've been playing the game off camera, because I've been playing this game a lot, thanks to a bug that's occurred in my original version, meaning I can't actually play the original version anymore, which is a bit sad, but at the same time at least I have this to replace it. But yeah, I've made a couple of interesting discoveries about this game in the hours that I've been playing it off camera. One of the discoveries that I have made is about the camera. I've realised you can do this if you want to, and you can drive the vehicle upside down. I don't know why you'd want to do this, because it's monstrously difficult to see what you're doing and control it, but if you want to, you can drive it upside down. What is wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you? Are you being mischievous? Are you going on strike? Are you going on a hunger strike? Are you refusing to drive anywhere until you have had sandwiches? I can empathise. Anyway, one of the other things that I've realised, which I didn't realise before, is that trucks can drown. I've noticed sometimes when they're driving by water, they can sometimes go slightly too far into the water and sink. And then suddenly crystals appear at the side of the shoreline where they used to be. Oh, the reason you're not picking up anything is because there's literally nothing to pick up, because there's nobody clearing any rubble. Because, of course, we haven't got anybody doing that. I see. That explains that question. I was wondering why nobody was doing anything. I was wondering whether it's just laziness, just bone-idle laziness, or whether there was actually a reason for it. But, yeah, it would seem that vehicles can drown in the water if they get too close to it. So, yeah. If you've got everyone in trucks, like I've got them suddenly, and all of a sudden you see your people are just running around on the floor, on foot again, and you're wondering where under the sun the truck went, the chances are it drowned, and it sunk to the bottom of the lake. So, yeah, that's just something to be mindful of. That is something that can happen. Yay! More crystals all over the floor. Such a beautiful sight. It's like the floor has a septicemia version of chickenpox. That's disgusting. Why did I say that? That was absolutely horrific. It's not. I mean, it's not inaccurate though. It's disgusting, but it's not inaccurate. Good. This area seems a little bit richer. At least a little bit. Emphasis on the word a little bit. Mind you, to be honest with you, it couldn't be much poorer, could it? I mean, we are making good progress, but at the same time, there's still an awful lot more work to do. I mean, how much of the map have we actually done? Oh, I can't go any further out. I don't know, a bit more than a quarter, I'd guess. Let's just go this way for the sake of it. Just because this is a bit closer. We haven't busted through this area yet. We might as well go this way. That looks like quite a big cavern up ahead. You see this bit here looks quite sizable. Hang on, where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Sorry. Just to try and improve the efficiency of what we're doing a tiny bit, I thought I'd get rid of one of the trucks, since quite regularly the trucks aren't actually doing anything. And I'd get down a second granite grinder to try and speed this process up a little bit. But, no, not you. Right, there we are. So yeah, hopefully that will improve the efficiency a little bit. I'm not convinced that it will, however.
An energy crystal has been found.
Ooh. Interesting. Lava in the ice oh, bollocks. Eroding lava. Right, okay, well that's made things a little bit more interesting. I was about to fall asleep, frankly. Not to imply the mission's boring or anything, but, you know, it's one of these missions where it's about, you know, it's a farming mission, which is one of the greatest and most attractive parts of this game. It's just how much fun it is just to sort of sit and farm for hours. But at the same time, right, like I'm panicking now, because I'm thinking if this erodes, we may lose access to certain areas, and those areas could end up being vitally important. Right, those areas could end up being very rich in goodies, like that little green spot I've suddenly just noticed. So yeah, I'm basically just trying to knock down everything around here as quick as I can, so that I have the opportunity to observe exactly what is here, and what value is here. Stop eroding everywhere. Stop doing that. Oh! I've done it again! Oh, gosh, I haven't learned my lesson. I didn't pay attention at school and now I'm going to die in a big lavery pit. I'm pretty sure that's what happens if you fail your exams, isn't it? So this has suddenly become more interesting, hasn't it? Good thing I did get the tunnel transport, actually, because the tunnel transport is going to give me an advantage here. Because if I do need to cross over some lava to get something, to get some resources, or some lava ends up, or some resources end up staying in some lava, I'll have the opportunity to deal with that. Why is that? Oh, because that's lava busting through the icy floor, rather than lava busting through the rocky floor, which I've never actually seen before. Of course not. Sorry, my brain is failing quite badly. But this is nice. This is good. This is a nice little change of pace, because I was starting to panic and starting to worry that this mission would have like 5 minutes of footage at the beginning of it and 5 minutes of footage at the end of it and nothing in between, because it would purely be farming. But no, as it transpires, there's a little bit more to see and do. That's nice. You're not nice because you're just sitting still and you should be working. It's very difficult to micromanage both of these guys at the same time, alright? And I can't just assign various different walls to be knocked down because I know that they're each going to go off and do each other's. Because I've already seen them do that once. I'm a little sick of it. So, right, good. There's loads and loads of crystals all over the show. And there's no more lava, at least not for the time being. Ugh, gosh, I don't like the way that it's spreading. I also need to try and uncover another pathway, ideally, like over through here, because A, that will shorten the journeys of the trucks, and B, it will mean that if the lava does push through this square, and this square, for example, it will mean the trucks can still get back and they won't be trapped, which will be a big pain in my bum if that's what happens. So, yeah, I really need to focus on getting another path cut through here, but that could take quite some time. Or possibly a lot less time if most of those rocks don't actually exist. Because shock horror, it's a lot easier to remove something that doesn't exist. Oh, please tell me there is actually a pathway through here. I'm going to cry if there isn't. And I want to send these guys back to the upgrade station to get themselves mended up, but I can't really do that because I can't afford the time. It's not busting through here, though. It seemingly isn't, so maybe it's actually nothing to worry about. Maybe they've purposefully put in a couple of spots to reduce the danger of that happening. I don't think they have done that, because that's not the kind of thing that a sneaky person would do. But, everything is not fine. Everything is as fine as an iron sword upgraded when you've only got 16 on your smithing skill. That was a highly convoluted and pointless reference. But it will make sense if you and... Well, I mean, I was going to say it will make sense if you know what I'm talking about. Of course things make sense when you know what you're talking about. That's the definition of it making sense, you fucking idiot. I'm not being very bright today, am I? I mean, I'm not very bright on any given day, but... At the same time... Right, where is we? Wheeze is here. Wheeze is here, okay. Okay, so, crises thoroughly averted, everything's absolutely fine. I still don't get why you two are just sitting there. I don't like that you're doing that. I get that it's a long way back, but at the same time, could you stop spooking me? Okay, right, in the interest of time, and the interest of my brain power, because I'm honestly... I was not expecting this to last nearly as long as it did. I'm going to beam up. That will give me 10, and then you'll give me 6. So, yeah, that will push us over 245, so... This is nice, though, actually. This is a really, really nice design for a sort of a long-play farming mission. This is a really, really nice way of doing that. So, for a farming mission, this is very good. And the Into the Core mission was nice, as it being a bit more of a tactics mission. And an hour and 4 minutes. Goodness, I wasn't expecting that. But, yeah, this was actually a really fun little farming mission. Obviously, it doesn't really lend itself very well for sort of cinematic quality, which screws me over a little bit. But, never mind. Yeah, I've suddenly just realised the fact that you can see these accumulated crystals in ore level, which is going to give you some indication of how much I've been playing this game in the last month. But never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. In the meantime, we'll probably come back at some point and do maybe the second Into the Core mission, because that did look quite fun, if admittedly a bit scary. We might possibly have a look at doing Into the Core Hard, but since that would be presumably the exact same map. Does it state how it's harder? Doesn't say. No. Well, I mean, it looks like it's the same map, and we seem to actually have more air than previously, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe the lava moves faster, maybe there's less crystals around. I would assume it's something along those lines. But, yeah, maybe we'll do some more of these, because these do seem quite fun, and it is fun not... Yeah, what is up with you? Who are you? He's got like a purple body and blue arms and orange legs. I've never seen him before in my life. But anyway, yeah, this was quite fun. This was fun doing some missions that I didn't know what I was doing in them, and I just had to sort of stumble around and panic a little bit. So, and obviously it's nice just to have this game back on the channel in the meantime until the next bit of the game comes along, whenever that ends up being. But anyway, that was a couple of custom levels for Manic Minds. I hope you enjoyed them. I certainly did. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.